the video ready?
On 3, 2,
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brenda Horton. I am the CEO of ProPlanner. ProPlanner is a planning and collaboration task management platform for teams. It organizes all your plans, all your tasks, and streamlines them all in one system. Below on the footer, you'll see these are clients of ours that we've worked with that have actually had a need for a system like ProPlanner. The market is 2.8 million small businesses with 200 to 500 employees. The problem is 100% of them need planning to help grow their businesses, but the way planning is done today is fragmented, outdated, and broken. The solution here is integrated plans and tasks with a seamless collaboration workflow in real time, plans and tasks organized in one place, and our secret sauce is Plan Builder, a framework and guide to help build plans quickly using artificial intelligence. Hundreds of planning templates as well. Here's a screenshot of the horizontal solution that we're providing with ProPlanner and segmenting the small business market in verticals here: heavy construction, software, transportation. These are the type of plans we'll be providing: operation plans, sales plans, launch plans, transition plans, succession plans, scenario plans. These are the plans that tend to get forgotten in organizations. They tend to get lost, misfiled, and misplaced. Here's an example. It's a GIF that we put together of an individual going long distance from across country and put together the narrative of a plan with hyperlinks to resources, integrating images of maps, breaking down their legs one by one, and then we're integrating their narrative plan into an actual action plan here at the bottom and breaking down their legs in phases. Let's talk about the competition. Productivity tools are in demand. Atlassian bought Trello for $425 million. Microsoft bought Wunderlist for $200 million. Asana raised $50 million, and Reiki has raised $26 million. Our model is subscription-based. You're going to pay for the private plans, and we're going to break them down with individual teams and teams inside enterprise. We're going to offer monthly and annual plans with a price cut incentive to purchase annually. And if you make your plans public and open source, we're going to let you use the system for free because we want to encourage planning. The team here, myself, the CEO, I've sold an e-commerce site, founded it. I've been a small business owner. I'm a business planning consultant. And I recently was nominated by the National Association of Women Business Owners as the Outstanding Woman Leader Award. Chuck Horton is our CTO. He's built over 25 applications. We're seeking $1 million in seed money to help expedite the growth of ProPlanner. Thank you so much.
You were right on the nose. Okay, I'm going to give my feedback last.
You sure though?
Hmm?
Are we going to do
Yeah, we're doing the numbers. I'm doing mine last. I'm doing mine last.
sorry, what are we doing?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Aaron.
I missed the, I'll do it.
Last time you came, you didn't have the numbers.
So, this is my number for you, Brenda. And I'd like to know, so can you go back to your vertical, horizontal chart? If you could
Oh,
just
you know what, I disconnected
Yeah,
that.
that's fine, that's fine.
I have 3 6
What's your question?
I wanted to get a little more clarity on why you're, so 2 things. One, I don't see, it would be helpful to see some VOC, some voice of the customer.
I'm sorry.
It would be helpful to see some voice of the customer.
Voice of the customer?
Yeah,
Okay.
some VOC, like, you know, we've been talking a lot about, you know, going out there and validating your idea, right?
Mhm.
And making sure that this is a problem that people want to have a solution to, right? And not that you're a hammer looking for a nail, but that like you're actually solving the problem, right?
Uh-huh.
And so like, and I've encouraged everybody, you know, to kind of look at like Lean Launchpad and Steve Blank and talk to 100 people and, you know, and so I want to know that this is something that people actually want, number one. And like, I kind of feel like this is a lot to look at. This is very overwhelming to me because I think like you're tackling a lot of things, right? Like I'm gonna do a plan for I'm gonna do sales plan, I'm gonna do a hiring plan, I'm gonna do a product plan, I'm gonna do a launch plan, and maybe I'll be a travel agent and I'll show people how to get across the country and go to national parks. So I mean, I just think it's like tackle one thing and like be really, really good at it, nail it, kill it, drive it home, and then like, you know, branch out and do something else.
Right, so I think if I'm understanding correctly,
Let's just go feedback.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go ahead. I was gonna answer your question,
No.
go ahead.
I'm
Do you want?
Sure, I'll go ahead. Right there, voice of the customer. So there was no, I don't know who you are targeting. I don't know who it is whose problem is who are you addressing? And what business metrics of theirs are you gonna impact? So because, you know, to echo, apologize your name again?
Craig.
To echo Craig, because it's very product focused, I understand very much your product, but I don't understand whether people will actually adopt it. You know, and what pulls adoption is, my God, you know, it's making us 10x, you know, investment, or we're impacting this metric by, you know, a construction project took 10 months, now it takes 1 month. So, so that is like the big goal. Two more, and associated with the other that is you address the entirety of the market, huge market. So no segmentation. So because you don't have the voice, that definition, then you're kind of trying to sell the New York Times to every man, woman, and child. So then, lastly, regarding your ask, if you're gonna, this is kind of early in the program for you to kind of go there. So I'm not holding it against you.
Sure.
But the reason that you would have that ask is that you're gonna, with that million, I'm gonna prove that XYZ through, you know, that it's really a $10 million, you know, company or an opportunity, et cetera. So, you know, it's not just to move forward,
Right.
you know, in some undefined way.
Right.
It's to de-risk the company in a way to prove that it's actually much bigger than
Yeah.
what it is today.
Sure.
So I gave you a 4, based on, you know, the metrics for your relation at this point in the
Thank you.
What was your score?
4.
4, Craig's was 2, okay.
So, I was also a 2, but only because they pigeonhole us here and make us choose between a couple. As a venture investor, there were a couple of things that were really alarming to me. But I want to say this in the context of most of the presentation felt very good, it was polished and well said. But there were a couple of items that were the big red flags that we always look for.
Okay.
One red flag, you mentioned early on, you talked about these clients you're working with. And immediately when I heard that, I thought consulting business and not scalable. That might be simply a piece of the way you presented yourself. Obviously, we get into that due diligence, but I'd be very careful that in all things you present yourself as the next $1 billion opportunity as opposed to a really good small business or consulting service, because I can't invest in business like that.
Yeah.
I shared all the concerns with this slide. The phrase I wrote was boiling the ocean.
Okay.
It feels like you're trying to be all things for all people, and
Okay.
especially at the early stage, that's a losing proposition, because you got to do something really well early on. You know, pick your beachhead market and do that really well. I felt like I lost the problem you're trying to solve in a lot of jargon. You use phrases like artificial intelligence, and there was a slide where you talked about the problem. Don't feel the need to kind of overwhelm me with how impressive your technical capabilities are at this point.
Okay.
Specifically, when you're talking about the problem.
Okay.
I want to feel at an emotional level the pain that your customers are going to feel too.
Okay.
And I think that kind of gets to this point of then when I understand that customers see that validation, like nothing excites me more. So seeing customers, the fact you have customers, like that's a thrill. Half the C companies I see don't even have that. So just, it's all, I think there's a framing piece there.
Okay.
And then the last item that I would really get into is what's proprietary about this business.
Okay.
Is there something you can protect so that you can grow your business really well? Either a patentable technology, a business model that's very difficult to replicate. When you told me the market, you gave me a bunch of companies that had already scaled really large, reached huge investments, and my first question when I heard that was, are we already too late?
Is it oversaturated?
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
So, but you know, you did a lot really well. The flow made a lot of sense, the presentation was solid, really good. But those red flags were what
All right, thank you.
I'm entering my notes here. Okay, so I think your 2s were deserved in that you need work. I'm giving you a 4 because I would advise you, okay? You did have some confidence that came across, and I know that you've presented before, you know, you're more experienced than most of the founders in here, and so that partially came across, but I felt there's a bit of a lack of preparation in that it wasn't memorized, and I saw you interacting a little bit more with the presentation than with us. So, provided if you make it to mentor review number 2, I definitely don't want to see that then.
Okay.
So, just point by point here, your vision I felt was wordy. I'd like to see that more succinct. So here you see, and I'm not, it's just too much. I can't, you know, we're here at like 3rd grade level attention span.
Yeah.
We can go deeper later, and that's like one of the comments that I made in the group today, right? Your job is to get us to want more.
Okay.
First date, right? And throughout, there was a lot of that. So Erin mentioned boiling the ocean. There was kind of that sense of that in slides. There were just a lot of words. I'd rather see the problem, like
Okay.
visualize the problem.
Okay.
Put some images in there that convey the problem in your solution, right? Along those lines, summarize your features. And I have been there. Marcos might remember. Like, of the matrix with like a gazillion features. So I understand that, but what you want to focus on is not features, but solving the pain point, right? So just emphasize 3 to 5 maybe key features that are going to differentiate you from Reich or Asana or the other competitors.
Okay.
And there may have been something with like just the flow when that came out. I like that you included a product demo. I thought that was one of the strengths. I would have liked to see it, I would have liked to have seen it earlier in your presentation.
Okay.
And maybe present it as a case study. So what I didn't get from this, maybe it was because I was just kind of almost bombarded with your solution.
Okay.
I didn't really get like, who is the client, and this is, again, I think Erin and others have kind of echoed this. Who is the client, what is their pain point, and why you over others? So along those lines, we kind of mashed 2 of my comments together. You have a background in this area. That's, you know, the reason why you come in here. So I would almost like to see that background kind of setting up the problem, what you saw working in this field. I really like that you said you wanted to encourage planning with the freemium model. So, I mean, maybe that's something that you could, again, put up there in that, you know, in presenting the problem.
Right.
Because I know that there's a number of scaled organizations
Right.
that suck at project management. And
Right.
any PMP that I know will say the same.
Yeah.
So I would like to hear more about your expertise in identifying the problem and then how you solve it with a case study that we can relate to. Like, I am that client,
Okay.
and now you're showing me why your product demo is relevant.
Okay, that's really good
So
feedback.
those are my main
Okay.
comments.
Thank you. Do any of you have any questions for me?
Why so many words, Brenda? Why?
Yeah, I was noticing that, yeah, that it's like I should use more images. I know you had a few questions.
No, I didn't have any questions. I think you're a powerful presenter, and
Okay.
I would really like, I think that if you kind of tighten it and then,
Yeah.
you know, capitalize on your strengths.
Yeah, we come from a background of planning consultants, and so it's a problem we're trying to solve as planning consultants. And these are customers that need our software because they told us they need it. So, and these are real clients here in Sacramento that we're currently working with. We need a planning tool that helps us integrate our
So
tasks.
let's not go into pitching again,
Yeah.
but, you know, just based on you saying that,
Mhm.
you know, again, with the introducing your background,
Mhm.
you can go into the team side
Mhm.
and say, and along with me is my partner, blah, 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 that has this, and so instead of reintroducing yourself at the end, you can just
Right.
add on. And it may be better just to show more of the demo since you have a product out than
Yeah,
some
then
of
to
this.
just do.
Yeah, and this,
Okay.
like, don't show me that. I'm not gonna read all that. I'm either gonna listen to you or I'm gonna read.
Okay.
Show me logos
Okay.
and tell me why you're better than them. And I don't care what their exits were at this point.
Okay.
So anyway, I think that's good, and you can engage, like, if you have earned a 4, you should be able to get office hours,
Awesome.
so.
Thank you.